Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, c'est vendredi le 19 janvier. Le mot de passe, c'est le TPR. Hopefully you used in your flip video. Mot de passe, moi aussi, moi non plus. TPR, remember we're using the subject of les élèves as opposed to la classe. So a little bit different than what we've done previously. Les animaux de compagnie et la chanson, the fill-in activity, those are both items that you should have completed, or could have completed, I should say, yesterday. If you've not yet done so, now is the time to do that. You're going to do a quick write and a weekly check-in. And one thing that I forgot to put on your agenda for today is you do have an aujourd'hui dans l'histoire. Plus une discussion. Aujourd'hui, c'est vendredi, le 19 janvier, c'est l'anniversaire de Paul Cézanne. L'anniversaire de Paul Cézanne, that last part was not accurate. Paul Cézanne était un artiste français. Il est né en 1839 et il est mort le 22 octobre 1906. Il a fait de l'art post-impressionniste et de l'art moderne. Donc voici deux exemples de l'art de Paul Cézanne. Post-impressionniste, we don't need to get into an entire art history discussion here, but Cézanne as well as Gauguin, who else? Oh, there are many others and their names are escaping me right now, are all considered post-impressionist artists. So after the Impressionist movement with painters like Monet and Renoir and Degas, those artists kind of paved the way for a new type of art that didn't look exactly like a photograph would today, that was not super realist, that had a little bit of, it played with light and with the perspective of the artist, as opposed to just painting exactly what was in front of you. So Cézanne and other artists after the Impressionist movement continued down that path of just kind of looking at art in a new way. And I'm not an art teacher. I don't know a ton of art history, so I am describing that in a very basic way, but that's the gist of it. Donc, il a fait de l'art post-impressionniste et de l'art moderne, so also what we would consider modern art today. Son art a inspiré Pablo Picasso et le mouvement cubiste. Donc, il a peint, painted, avant Pablo Picasso, before Picasso. Il a inspiré Picasso. So he was one of Picasso's influences. Picasso was famous for his leadership in the Cubist movement in art. Il, Paul Cézanne, est mort d'une pneumonie parce qu'il travaillait à l'extérieur quand il faisait froid. So just as, at least in the olden days, maybe sometimes today, parents, grandparents, guardians would always tell you not to go outside, you'd catch pneumonia. Well, that, or when it's cold, of course, that is what happened to Cézanne. Il travaillait, he was working outside, painting outside, et il a attrapé une pneumonie, caught pneumonia, et il est mort d'une pneumonie. So, be careful out there in this cold weather. Okay, les questions, you can answer these in French or in English. What kind of art did Cézanne create? And how did his work bring about his death? What did his work have to do with how he died? Okay, so you'll answer those in Schoology. Quick write pour aujourd'hui. The prompt that I am giving you pour le 19 janvier. You can use some of our TPR to influence your writing if you'd like. That's not super easy, but it just gives you some action words that you can use that could maybe spur a little story. Again, and I think I mentioned this last week, we're going to do 5 minutes. So I want you to have a timer for 5 minutes which will give you a little bit of extra time to get that quick write completed. And then if you can do the weekly check-in, a couple of you have been doing them regularly, and I really appreciate that. It just gives me a little idea of how things are going for you. So I do like that, especially in a class where I don't have much contact with you at all. Okay, c'est tout. That is it pour aujourd'hui. I will not be on the meet today, so if you have any questions for me, please go ahead and reach out via email. Otherwise, au revoir, bon weekend.